Day Suarez, president of POW, and welcome to the POW Show. We're here today live from the Writers Nuts and Bolts Conference at the Comedy Zone here at the Ramada Inn in Mandarin, and we thank them for letting us be here today. I am here today with the multi-award winning mystery author, Miss D.B. Barton. Welcome, darling, to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is such a thrill.
We're so glad to have you here with us today.
Oh, I'm so excited. I just can't tell you.
Diane, I understand that you have published 2 murder mysteries now, The Singing Sleuth and The Singing Sleuth Returns. Tell me about your first book.
This is my first book, The Singing Sleuth. In this book, I introduce my readers to Alec Dunbarton. He's been invited on the luxurious British cruise ship, the Pegasus, to find out who might have killed Mark Linley, the former controller. He was found bludgeoned to death with a 10-pound barbell in the ship's spa. On this trip between Fort Lauderdale and the Caribbean islands, Alec discovers, of course, who did the dastard deed, but he also learns that his life looks rather promising.
Cool. Does your second book, The Singing Sleuth Return, does that also help take place on a cruise ship?
Yes, it does. Cruise ships usually change itineraries in the spring and the fall, and on this cruise, I decided to have them go from Fort Lauderdale to Alaska via the Panama Canal.
Well, tell us a little bit about what that book's about.
Oh, here's my second book, The Singing Sleuth Returns. In this voyage, several guest speakers have been invited on the cruise to entertain and educate the passengers about diet, exercise, and food. And in here we have several suspects. I'm going to read straight from the book. They include Clifford Freeman, the mesmerizing hypnotist; Kenneth Chavas, the seductive light food chef. They're always seductive. Jean-Claude Regal, he's French; the mysterious Olympic star, Rita Diamond, the free-spirited diet expert, Marco Renato, the erudite psychiatrist, and Deirdre Lovejoy, the hot-tempered TV talk show hostess. One of these people is a murderer. The other one is the victim.
Cool. I want to be a character in one of your books.
I can arrange that.
I heard that you just finished the next book, which is The Singing Sleuth Goes Home. And that's set in Scotland.
Yes, it is. I decided that Alec needs to go back home, his birthplace, which is Inverness, Scotland. Here, Alec returns to the family hotel, and he finds out that Ian Griffin, not a very nice man, was decapitated with a paper cutter in his family's hotel. They have a hotel in Inverness. So it's best for him to find out who did it. It's not a good reputation for a hotel.
A regular paper cutter like this?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see how that murder happens.
It was fun to think about.
When will that book be out?
If all goes according to plan, it should be January, February 2009.
Oh, we got a long way, though.
But yes, you do.
For now, they could read the other 2 before that.
Absolutely. Get started now.
Now, tell us why Alex is called the Singing Sleuth.
He's like me. Every time I hear a word or a phrase, I start singing. And I sing at inappropriate times and loudly. Unlike me, Alec is a tenor. Beautiful voice. I decided to make him just wonderful. And from these song lyrics, he's able to decipher clues, describe suspects, and eventually solve murders, unlike me.
Well, tell us some of the songs that are in your first book.
Oh, here in my first book, we have...
And how they work in there is your chapter titles.
Yes, they're my chapter titles. I'll read directly from them. There's Just a Song Before I Go, Here Comes the Sun, One Way or Another, Things Are Looking Up. Oh, I love all these songs. They conjure up an emotional feeling, I think, that adds to the chapters, and readers can get an idea of where my story is going.
And you give a great workshop, too, on how you had to get the song titles and what you went through for copyrights.
It can be rather expensive, so buy my book.
It was an adventure just in itself for that.
Yes.
So Diane, you love food and you love music, so why do you write mysteries?
Oh, this question is very close to my heart. When I was young, maybe 6 or 7, my dad, who was a school principal, used to watch TV with me on Saturdays, and we watched wonderful old movies like, Sherlock Holmes, I can't even remember, The Thin Man, Charlie Chan. We love them, and he gave me a wonderful sense of camaraderie to be with my dad. Later, when I read books such as, I went through all the Agatha Christie, I decided murder mysteries were the best genre in terms of they're predictable, you always have a sense of closure, and they never get away with it, which is good, unlike life.
Well, what do you got coming up next?
Oh, I will be rewriting now for the next 6 months. I love to go over and over my words till they have a wonderful rhythm and clear. I'll be doing my cover, getting copyright permissions again, and planning 2 more vacations. So books 4 and 5 will be out within a couple of years.
Fantastic. Well, everybody run out and buy a copy of The Singing Sleuth and The Singing Sleuth Returns, and The Singing Sleuth Goes Home will be out about a year from now, and we're excited about that. Diane, thanks for being on the show with us today.
Thank you. I had a wonderful time.
Tell them your website where they can also get the book.
Come see me, write me, do whatever you want. www, I understand you don't need that, but more important, singingsleuth.com. Just remember, singingsleuth.com. And you can always contact Karen.
All right. Well, thanks, Diane, for being with us. Thanks, everybody else, and we'll see you next time on The Pal Show.